How do you get the best seller badge on your listing? Best seller badges are a symbol of honor for an Etsy seller. Let's be real, we all want them. And once you get one, you are highly protective of it. Out of all the different badges, Etsy's pick, popular now, bestseller, the best seller badge is the biggest symbol of success. These badges also put a target on your back with your competition, but nonetheless, we really want them. Today, I'm going to give you 4 simple steps to flood your shop with best seller badges. And at the very end, I'm going to give you my secret bonus on how to keep your bestseller badge once you have it so that no one can take it away. Before we get started, please comment below best seller if you are committed to following these 4 simple steps today. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Dylan Jarris and I'm an Etsy seller of 8 years. I made over $1 million in profit on the platform within my first 5 years before I ever started teaching Etsy. And my whole background is corporate e-commerce, so I worked for some big companies like Zappos and Zulily, and those corporate e-commerce principles are the foundation of everything I teach. Step 1, the most important thing to remember is to have an equal attempt on every listing in your shop. I've seen a lot of sellers look at their product mix and think, I'm going to try to make these listings into best sellers. But the level of competition in search results is always changing. Sometimes there's a listing that is a current bestseller and suddenly that seller put their shop on vacation mode and it opens up a whole new opportunity for you. Other times there are search results that you don't even realize that you're coming up under. So we want to make sure we're giving equal opportunity and effort into our listings to make them bestsellers. And what I've found with over 3,000 Etsy seller clients, they're oftentimes shocked at which listings get bestseller badges. This example is with ring sizing tools. So if you look up ring sizing tool and you look up which one is a bestseller, we see that it is this one right here. This shop we can see is clearly a fine jewelry shop. 1,500 listings, and we have one $5.99 ring sizer. What's fascinating about this is that this is probably not what this shop wants to become known for. They probably thought their potential to have a bestseller would be maybe with a core product like just a simple band or a diamond necklace, but they are using the ring sizer as a loss leader. So it's something that they're getting a ton of sales on to drive up their order velocity. So the number of sales under their shop name is increasing rapidly because of that listing. And what this listing is doing is bringing a ton of new people to their shop. So while this product is not something that necessarily represents their brand, it has a bestseller badge. There are not other bestseller badges in the shop. It actually looks like it is their sole bestseller badge. Do not underestimate which types of listings could become bestsellers and put that equal effort into all of them. The second secret to getting something to become a bestseller is that focusing on the lowest price isn't the way to win. It's actually focusing on order velocity. In order to get a bestseller badge, you must outpace your competition with the total volume of sales and your rate of sales. A lot of sellers think, I just need to undercut my competition and have the best price, but the best price does not necessarily mean the most orders, especially on Etsy. So simply focus on getting as many transactions on that listing in a short period of time. Ways you can do this are by driving traffic with things like social media, blogs, email marketing, and you can also do this through planned launches through what we call the drop model, where you have an influx of traffic driving people to one specific listing in a short period of time. That can also help you snatch a bestseller badge very quickly. So remember, social media, email marketing, blog posts, influx of traffic, plan it out, treat it like a launch, and I would do it really close to the time that you actually publish the listing. Now, the third secret to getting a bestseller badge is through your value proposition. Now, this is when we're talking about our photo and price point combination. It's not about having the winning price or the winning photo. It is by having the winning combination so that you appear like the best value out of the options in search results. The key here is you want people to look at the photo and look at your price and think, that looks like a good value. So we're going to look up candle gift. And we're going to compare some value propositions. So we see this one looks like a piece of cake, $18. Okay, it's one candle, great photo. Now let's look at the photo next to it. Photo, not as good. The lighting, not as good, not as impressive, but they have 4 candles in it and a price of $19.50. That looks like a lot of the candle with a similar price. But if you actually click in, you will see this is per candle. It's not the full set. They're showing you multiple options with the price of one. Now let's take a look at this one, $26.99. This looks a little bit larger, 3 wicks, a lot of detail in it, good lighting, good photo. What about the one next to it, $21? Not a good photo. They're only showing one. They also don't have free shipping. So the value proposition of this one, it's not as strong. Let's look at the second row. This is a great example. We're seeing that combination of the listing photo, which shows 8 candles lit with a price of $5. That looks like a good value. It's a great photo, great price point, and it makes me want to know more. You can see the mini peony, the littlest one, is the $5 one, and the rest are at similar price points to the competition. But in search results, it is the best value proposition. Now, what we don't want to do here is deceive our customers by putting something in the listing that is not something they would even care about. I've seen people do this where they are selling a women's sweatshirt and then they bury a baby onesie in the variations. That is really deceptive. Make sure you have a strong value proposition without being deceptive. Now, the last part about this tip is that a low price cannot make up for a bad photo, okay? A low price cannot make up for a bad design, and a low price cannot make up for a bad mock-up. You could be selling a sweatshirt for $1. If the design is not competitive, you likely could not pay someone to take that off your hands. People are mindful about what they bring into their home. People are mindful about what they choose to purchase. Even if your product is not heirloom quality or long lasting, they're mindful about what they spend their money on. So just remember this, a $1 product with a terrible photo will never beat a $5 product with a beautiful photo. Etsy shoppers are not only choosing on price, they're really choosing based on that combination. Now, what is the final way to get a bestseller badge? It is this. And this is the mistake that I see about 75% of Etsy sellers making once they start to get traction on a listing, to keep your foot on the gas way longer than you think you should. And this is to cement your position in search results. It is much easier to lose a bestseller badge than it is to get a bestseller badge. And a lot of people, when they start to see an increase in their sales, they will start to raise their price. They will start to lengthen their shipping time frame, right? To maybe keep up with production if it's handmade. And we have some really strong strategies to reliably get traction. We call them the sprinting strategies. But once you're hitting your financial goals for at least 4 to 5 months in a row, then we want to move into the marathon phase of your business. But we don't want to do that if you have not cemented your position in search. And the problem is, whether you are just seeing an increase in your order velocity or you are actually obtaining a bestseller badge, is that people then take their foot off the gas and they think, okay, I've gotten traction, I've gotten success, I have a bestseller badge, now I can raise my price. And almost immediately they lose that bestseller badge. If you have not owned a bestseller badge on your listing for at least 3 to 5 months, then you are at a much higher risk of losing that badge. When you initially get the bestseller badge, right, it's like wet concrete. It's not quite set yet. So you need to really get that to fully set and cement into your listing. Otherwise, I promise you will lose that badge much, much faster than you got it. So the message here is, in step number 4, to keep your bestseller badge, you have to keep doing what you were doing to get the badge. Do not stop doing any of those strategies. Otherwise, it will become a cycle of getting success and then losing momentum and starting over again. Now, the last bonus to keep your bestseller badge, this is one of my best secrets that works every time, is that you need to remain vigilant on the competition, and then you're going to want to continue to have the strongest value proposition. And that oftentimes means having a lower priced variation of that exact product or building upsells into the listing so that the final average order value stays the same, but the price point in search results is a little bit lower. So that might be something where you offer candles and you have a variation for turnaround time. Maybe if it ships in 2 weeks, it's $10. And if it ships in 20 24 hours, it's $15. Or maybe if you sell candles and it's an 8-ounce candle, maybe you add in a tea light size or a sample size to that candle. So instead of search results showing your $20, that tea light size is just $7. Or potentially you're selling a bundle or a set of candles. Maybe it is a gift box of 4 candles. Well, instead of just selling the gift box at $50, consider breaking them out and selling them individually at $14.99. And so in search results, they will now see $14.99 with the image of the gift box. So this is really a way to continue to evolve your value proposition. And remember that the value proposition that got you the bestseller badge is likely not going to be the same value proposition that will keep that bestseller badge. And if you're like, how quickly does this really take? Is it really possible to get bestseller badges quickly? As you can see here, our student Courtney, she opened her shop after being on vacation mode for 2 years. She went live on June 25th, and within her first month with our strategies, she got 3 bestseller badges and star seller. She said, I am shocked at how much of a success my first month back has been. I had only 70 sales in my shop before turning it off 2 years ago on vacation mode, and in 1 month, I have hit 540 sales. My net profit was $5,050. I never thought this was possible, especially in my first month. It's definitely been challenging, but I'm excited to see where this takes me. This is someone who never saw this type of success, but with the right strategies, you can absolutely do this. It's possible for anyone. Being successful and getting success is hard, but not being successful and still putting in the work is also hard. No matter what, it's going to be hard. So just choose if you want to put in the hard work on what you're currently doing, or if you want to put in the hard work on new strategies like these that Courtney used to get a different outcome. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to schedule a free call with us. We're happy to show you what the one-on-one private coaching looks like, and we can kind of show what our proposed game plan for your shop would look like. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you want to see more tactical videos like this, and I'll see you all in the next one.
The month before I started the program, I made $696. The first month after joining the coaching program, I made $4,149, and that came from 133 orders in my Etsy shop.